Okay, so let's try and solve this example here. So we have vector A. It has a magnitude of 60 newtons at an angle of 30 degrees. We have vector B, which has a magnitude of 100 newton and at an angle of 70 degrees. Solution. Let's try and put the two vectors together to represent two sides of a parallelogram. We have the horizontal here. So we have this horizontal line and we are given a 60 newton force at an angle of 30 degrees. The angle is 30 degrees. This is 60 newtons. We also have 100 newton force. We have 100 newton force at an angle of 70 degrees, but then from this side to that already occupies 40. So it means that from here to here we are going to get 40 degrees. Since we have been able to represent this diagram by two sides of a parallelogram, then we can apply the parallelogram law of vector addition. So now we complete the parallelogram in this way. R. So the resultant here is what we are looking for. Let's draw this triangle from the diagram. So the diagram is here. We know this side is 60. We know this side is R. Then this side, it corresponds to the 100 newton side. So this part too is 100. So now the angle here we do not know. Let's represent the angle here as X. Since we know that two opposite sides of a parallelogram are having the same angle, then we can determine the angles in the whole of this parallelogram. So if this side of the parallelogram is 40 degrees, it means that this part of the angle at this part of the parallelogram is also 40 degrees. Now the total angle in a quadrilateral should be equal to 360 degrees. Out of the 360 degrees, we have 80 out of it. Then with the 80 gone, it means that we are left with 280 degrees, which means that the angle here, we are going to share it by 2. We are going to divide the 280 by 2, and we are getting 140 degrees each. So the angle here is giving us 140 degrees. Since we have been able to establish this, it means that we can go ahead and find the resultant, which is R. Using the cosine rule, we know that R squared is equal to the other two sides of the triangle, which is 60 squared plus 100 squared minus 2 bracket 60 times 100 cos the angle, the R substance here, which is 140 degrees. So R will be giving us 150.97 newtons. This value is the value for the resultant. After finding the resultant, we know that vectors have magnitude and direction. In finding the direction, we have to apply the sine rule. So in its application, we are going to write the sine rule like this. Sine x over 100 is equal to sine 140 over r. Now our r, we know that the value of our r is 150.97. So we have sine x is equal to, which means that sine x will be equal to 0.4258. Now our x will be equal to x equal to, so when we look at the diagram here again, the value of our x, which is here, is equal to 25.20 degrees. Now if we want to find the actual direction of the resultant force, then it is going to be this angle here, which is 25.20, plus the angle below, which is 30. So the actual angle of x, or let's say the actual angle of the resultant, is going to be 25.20 plus 30, which is giving us 55.20 degrees. So we can now conclude that our resultant force R is equal to 150.997 Newton, acting at an angle of 55.20 degrees. So this is our final answer.